Productivity hacks are everywhere, and as more and more people start to audit their lives and systems in search of a better way of doing things, there's no denying the growing interest in this topic across all ages. From young students to college grads, newlyweds to new parents and empty nesters alike, productivity is arguably the one thing we strive to perfect, but still manage to wrestle with on a daily basis. I don't know about you, but productivity and I have been duking it out for the better half of the last decade. As simple as it is to just get things done, whether it's writing, recording, working out, studying, or running errands, is really much harder than it sounds. After searching for the obvious benefits of productivity and exhausting my efforts to mimic the systems of popular faces I see online, I believe that I found a structure that is actually helping me get done what I said I was going to do on a daily basis. So in today's video, I plan to share 4 principles with you that are currently helping me to increase my productivity. Number 1 is set intentions. For me, this starts the night before. I typically sit down at some point during my nightly routine and set goals and schedule tasks for the following day. As someone who is a certified overthinker at times, I found this to be the easiest way for me to start my mornings off on a positive and productive note. Productive being the key word. See, before implementing this intention setting process, I would simply wake up every morning feeling motivated, but I'd have no idea what to do, where to start, and not to mention what to prioritize. See, I've grown to learn that busyness without structure is chaos. And regardless of how busy I may have thought I was on any given day, in actuality, I wasn't making much progress. That wasn't until I discovered the rule of 3. Now, the rule of 3 is a productivity principle that encourages us to focus on achieving just 3 meaningful outcomes every day. It's said to be one of the simplest and most effective productivity rituals you'll ever come across, and I have to say that I agree. See, unlike other productivity hacks out there that consist of an exhausting list of things you likely already know, the rule of 3 is simple and easy to implement at any stage in life. Doing this has not only helped increase my productivity on a daily basis, but it's also helped me to cut back on a lot of the extra busy work that isn't necessarily moving the needle. And number 2 is be efficient. A big part of increasing your overall productivity is actually getting done the things you set out to do, whether it's the night before, the morning of, or however you schedule your to-dos. If you're not actively moving the needle, then what you're doing isn't working. Remember, busyness without structure is chaos. Now, a few easy things you can do to ensure you're being efficient is to set deadlines when needed and batch tasks when it's appropriate. When setting deadlines, I always make sure to avoid setting deadlines that encourage me to wait until the last minute. I have to remember that every day is a new day to accomplish a new set of tasks. And if I'm continuously waiting until the last minute to take action on a task, then I'm only making things harder for myself down the line. Now, you may have noticed that I said to set deadlines when needed. This is important because having too many deadlines can actually harm you. So when you do set them, make sure they're meaningful, actionable, and urgent. In fact, the same is true for batching tasks. There's a time and a place where it works, but there's also a time and a place where it doesn't. As an example, I'm going to invite you into my content creation process a little bit. Many of the B-roll clips you see throughout my videos are clips that I film in a batch format, meaning I spend an entire day filming myself doing various things in the landscape around me. But what you don't see is me changing in the back of my car, the pre-planning of building a shot list, emotions I want to capture, a visual story I'm looking to tell. And that doesn't include additional clips that I record that are video specific, like this video right here of me running while my wife is driving that I recorded specifically for that video. See, I can't batch record everything because sometimes I don't know what I may need until after the A-roll part of the video, like this, is completed. I hope that makes sense. In short, just remember to set deadlines when needed and batch tasks when it's appropriate. Number 3 is be flexible. One of the greatest misconceptions about productivity is that whatever system you use or structure you develop, that's the way it is and you are not allowed to divert from that. But that couldn't be any further from the truth. In my search to improve my productivity, I've learned that flexibility is just as important as being intentional and efficient. Without giving yourself room to be flexible and adaptive to constant change in your environment or situation, then you'll quickly find yourself running into a brick wall. And what I mean by that is some days you're naturally going to feel more productive or creative or energetic than you do on other days. That's a part of being human. See, the thing I love about maintaining flexibility in my productivity process, let's say, is that I'm able to give myself permission to adjust my daily task if my creativity or energy doesn't match the output required for a scheduled task on a given day. Doing this has not only helped me maintain my sanity, but in the long run, it's aided me in being more productive because essentially I'm matching my mood to a set of tasks that allow me to still be productive instead of wasting time. See, I'm sharing this with you in hopes that it encourages you to exercise your flexibility muscles in case you aren't using them. That way, you're still actively moving the needle, making progress, and being productive, regardless of how you feel day to day. Number four is be motivated. This statement is easier said than done. I get it. It's one of many hacks I've read about during my quest to improve my productivity. But how do we get and stay motivated, right? Well, the solution is much simpler than you think. Literally, all you have to do is keep track of your completed task and use the fact that you can physically see yourself checking things off of your to do list as motivation to continue getting things done. Now, this simple action has proven to be enough for me to stay motivated, but I'm not everyone, and it may not be that easy for you. And if that's true, then I want to turn you on to something called the Pomodoro technique, which is a technique that uses a timer to break down work or task or to-dos into intervals traditionally 25 minutes in length, separated by short breaks. Now, when I first discovered this idea, I was a little skeptical, to be honest. I wasn't sure if time blocking my task would actually motivate me, but I was wrong. Every time I use this technique, it not only helps me maintain focus when accomplishing a certain task, but it has also helped me break down more demanding to dos into smaller and shorter intervals that actually encourage me to finish. If you don't believe me, try it. I'm sure you'll feel more and more motivated every time you start the clock and get to work accomplishing those tasks you set out to do each day. Remember, doing a little bit of something in a focused manner is better than doing a lot of nothing. In other words, progress is not measured by busyness, but instead by action that actually moves the needle. Keep growing, keep learning, but most importantly, always stay true to you. I see you in the next one. Peace.